This video is to show you how to replace the DC power jack in a HP DV6000 laptop computer. The first step is to, once you get it out, is to start disassembling the computer. We begin by removing the battery and then the hard drive cover. And then the hard drive, and then the memory cover. Then we remove the optical drive by removing this screw. And then just gently pulling it out. Then you can remove the memory by pulling the tabs apart, and it will just pop up. You can take it out. And then there's two screws here and here to remove the wireless access card. And then the cables just pop off. Then we remove the switch cover by removing these three screws, this one, and this one, that are inside the battery. Next, we're going to remove the keyboard, so we just shut the cover and get back to the back side. And there are four screws. Three screws. The first two are in the battery cover. And then you just turn it over and just lift up and turn the keyboard over. And we'll slide it back here. Lift. And just slide the cable out, and there's the keyboard. Okay, next we need to remove the video display, and you start that by turning over the laptop and removing these two screws. Turn it back over, open it back up. We'll remove the wireless adapter. And we remove the 2 hinge screws. This one I have already removed. And then we will take out the second hinge screw. I'm sorry. There we go. And then just disconnect the video adapter, and there we go. Okay, next we need to remove the top cover, and we do that first by removing the screws from the back that hold the top cover to the bottom. That was a total of 8 screws on there. And then there is this one screw here that was underneath the hard drive that holds the top cover on that needs to be removed as well. And that for a total of 9 that held the back on, or holds the cover on. Okay, then we need to remove the 3 trim screws. As well as the three screws along the back that support the displays underneath or underneath the display. It's a little tight. Well, there we go. So 4 screws there on the back. Turn it over, and you've got 1 screw right here on the case, and then slide the ribbon cables out from underneath the tab. This was to the power switch, and then we carefully remove this ribbon cable. Now, there's one more screw there. Didn't see that. Okay. Also, I forgot this one has two more screws to remove with a nut driver on the bottom as well. And then top should just separate right off. And there we go. Okay, now we need to remove the system board. And first part we got to do is remove, getting grip on those screws, is to remove the expansion slot card, or port here. And there's two screws here and two here. And we have the screws for the board. There's one here. That's pretty much it for holding the board in place. And it just lifts up, pull the cards slide out, and then gently remove the board. Also, you can carefully remove the routing, the cables that are routed to the plug that we're getting removed. You also unplug the audio board, and then it's just two little plugs here to disconnect. It's in there good. The system board, and remove it, and then we'll set it aside as well. Then that leaves us just with removing and replacing the DC power jack, which is these two screws. We'll remove it from the case. It just slides right out. And there's the old board removed. And then we'll place it here with the new board. The new board, we just reassemble this in the reverse order. It just sets down in place. Now, we wouldn't have had to remove the system board if you use the old cables. This one, power jack, came with new cables, so we used we're going to use a new cable, so you had to remove the system board to get to the plugs. Just those two screws, and now that board is back in place.